Hi everyone, it's Isabel. Back again. I'm taking every opportunity at the moment to record a few videos and share things with people. Um, I am in the car, not driving, engines off. I have got a snoring dog in the back, so apologies if you hear a bit of grunting. My son's at his piano lesson, and rather than sitting here just playing games on my phone, I thought I'd take the opportunity to open a deck that came in this week. And this was a bit of a surprise. So this is a deck that I backed on Indiegogo before Christmas. And to be honest, I'd had no further communication and I totally hadn't realised it had been shipped. And it just showed up on, I think it was Tuesday morning. So I was really pleased to get it, but just quite shocked. So what I'm going to be showing you is a new deck by Tarot Collectibles. But I thought first I'd just sort of a little bit of background. You know me, I like to ramble. But basically I had been on the lookout for a deck that would give me wintry Yule kind of Christmas winter vibes. I wanted something that I felt would work with the season, especially like the other week we had a lot of snow here, which is unusual, and in the run up to Christmas I wanted something that would just give me like just work, if that makes sense. I have the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, which I used in the run up to Christmas and just after Christmas, and that was nice. But I didn't have anything else. I am aware of some other decks that are out there. I didn't want a Lenormand. I didn't want playing cards. I didn't want a Majors Only. And so I was being quite fussy, but I knew I wanted something with a sort of winter sort of Christmas feel, but that had the versatility to not just be used for like a few days over Christmas. Anyway, I follow Tarot Collectibles on Instagram and I saw them post something about a deck which I suddenly realised was maybe what I was looking for. So basically, if you don't know, and I'm sure most of you do, Tarot Collectibles I came across, I think probably firstly through Simon at the Hermit's Cave. They produce variations on the Rider Waite, so the things like the Groovy Waite, the Neon, I think they were looking at a space one, they've done a black light one, and they've done a couple of Christmas ones, Santa's Little Helpers with candy canes. So they basically take the original Rider Waite and adapt it a little bit with tweaks of elves and hats and things like that. But I missed out on those, and they're not easy to come by second hand. They're not kind of mass produced. They did have them on their website, but I was kind of like, they seemed a bit expensive at the time and I wasn't sure. I am also aware of, I think it's Pixie's Whispers. There's a Christmas one of those, but they're based further away, and they were really quite expensive, plus the shipping was extortionate. So long story short, I've been on the lookout for a deck, and lo and behold, Tarot Collectibles, I actually managed to see their winter release this year. So I'd not caught it before. So I knew that when I backed it, I wouldn't get it before Christmas. I knew that it was an Indiegogo campaign, that it would come after. To be honest though, thought it would come later, and what I was going to do is what I've done sometimes with decks, is where I've bought them at the wrong time of year for me to use them, and then I've just put them to one side, ready to use the next season. Anyway, it arrived on Tuesday. I'd had no emails, nothing to say it was being sent, but it appeared. So I'm really excited that it's arrived, and I thought while my son's having his piano lesson I would actually see if I could record a video and show you. What I'm not sure is, so rare that I do this to camera and you normally just see my hands, that I'm not sure if it's going to spin it back to front. So if it does, I apologise. I haven't I don't record many videos in this way, but we'll see what happens. So Arrived on Tuesday, so literally I just kind of opened this package not knowing what was in it, and basically there were a few little bits that came out and the package itself with the deck in. So what I thought I'd do is just have a little look to show you while we're here what I've got, and then have a little look at the deck. And what I'm thinking of doing is I was going to do a little bit more study, and I thought I might use this deck for that. So basically a little sheet that says thank you, thanks for backing the campaign. It's got their website done. These guys as well, it's shipped from the UK, which I'm a big fan of at the moment. And basically this is their Winter Waite collection. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm sorry if it's back to front. And so you've got the Winter Waite, the Glitter Waite, the Santa's Helpers, and this is the Winter Waite Redux, which I've got. So this is actually quite pastel-y. So I'm not sure how I'll find it, because I do quite like the rich colours of Christmas. So I don't know if I can show you this in here. But these ones here, the original Winter Waite, they're very rich, you know, reds, and the Santa's Helpers is lots of candy canes and stuff. But I also didn't want something that was twee, and I was kind of feeling like putting Christmas hats on the Queen of Pentacles. I wasn't sure about that. And this one is a little bit more snowy, so I thought it was kind of wintry as well. They've sent a bookmark to advertise a new spring themed deck that's coming out. So this looks like it's going to be quite bright, vibrant colours with lots of rainbows. So that looks quite cool. I'm not sure that I'll back this, simply because I do have a couple of decks that I want to use in the spring. The Lunar Sol and the Joie de Vivre. I want to have another go with that, which have spring vibes to me. But that looks cool. And then a couple of stickers, which are really sweet. So I think that's probably... there we go. Can you see Santa? See, I just like the fact it's kind of got this winteriness to it. It's a bit more subtle. And then this one here. Whoops. As well. So they're cute. Little stickers. And then the deck actually came in a bag. This gorgeous pastel-y bag. It's kind of silky material. It's not soft, with a couple of little cones. Season's Greetings incense cone. Let's have a sniff. Ooh, that's kind of, smells a bit like mulled wine. It's kind of cinnamony. So that's nice, isn't it? So 2 little incense cones there. I have to say, I am getting cold sat in the car. Jeepers creepers. I've not got the engine on because of the video. And then it's come wrapped. It's really beautifully wrapped. And actually, I don't know if you can see, but in the bubble wrap, there's all this confetti, which is really cute. I'm having great fun opening decks and then not using them at the moment, which is not such a good thing. Ah, so it's double wrap, which is really cool. So it's in, so there's the bubble wrap, and then it has an extra protection. Now, with this deck, the Winter Waite Redux, they produced it, I backed it, and then a thing came out to say that they were doing one with stars. So I don't know if you can see, but can I get it to, this is holographic paper. So actually I asked for the version that's got the star holographic stuff. So not only is it a wintry Christmas deck, my favourite time of year, but it's sparkly too. And given that I love putting glitter on and everything, then I don't think it can be beat, really. I wouldn't say it'll be a soul deck, because I have others that speak to me deeper, but it's a fun one. It's more that it's fun and enjoyable than being a soul deck. So yeah. So here we go. Now, what's going to happen with this confetti? Let's have a look and see. I don't want to get confetti everywhere. By the time I've done this, my son's going to come out of piano. I'm going to have to stop. So I may have to stop the video, and then when I get home, I'm... Oh yes, so the confetti's loose. So I am now going to get red confetti all over me. Oh heck. Okay. So this is in a bag with confetti, folks. So if you get one of these, be aware. It's covered in red bits of confetti. This wasn't a good idea. Look, it's got confetti all over it. Maybe this wasn't a good plan. What I may end up doing is opening it getting confetti all over the car. And then when I get home, I'll do a top-down flip through for you. The Winter Waite Redux Stars Edition is a return to our much-loved Winter Waite with some festive sparkles added to enhance the experience. I'm covered in red. 78 cards filled with beautiful snowy landscapes and pastel-coloured costumes seasoned with Christmas spirit. So cool! Winter Waite Redux Stars Edition. So the front of the box, it's got a plastic wrap on and confetti. This side, oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, I think this is going to be so pretty, but I am covered in confetti, so not sure what I'm going to do. And also I'm going to need some scissors to open it, which I don't have in my handbag. So this was not a good plan. Let's see. So yeah, this is just really cool, really exciting, but probably really boring for you. Oh, I think I've got it. Ow, that hurt. I think I've just rammed a bit of confetti down under my nail. That wasn't clever, was it? So here we go. One Winter Waite. So cool. The box, unfortunately, has got ever so slightly dinged. So my only thing is that it came just in a bubble wrap bag. So although it came with bubble wrap and in this mad confetti bag, it is a tuck box and it came in a bubble wrap bag. So unfortunately, the box has got ever so slightly dinged on the corner, just on the top corners. But it is a nice tuck box where it has, can you see how it folds a bit down like that? But I think, just getting on with this deck, I will probably take it out of the box, because the box is all kind of shiny and sparkly too. I think you can see that, and so I don't really want to ruin it. But what is nice is that the deck is not wrapped in plastic inside the box, which is really cool. And here we go. It is slightly in two halves, which is a shame, but I'm hopeful that it'll, you see, it's like they've done it in two blocks. And then, so here we go. So I've seen the glitter one that they've got, and I didn't like that as much, and I thought this was more subtle. So the backs are plaid purple. The card stock is nice. It's a nice card stock, and apparently you get 2 full cards. Who knew? Why have I got 2 full cards? Do you think that's an error? They're identical. Okay, well, there we go. That's puzzling. So here we go. So, plaid purple backs. I've just said that. And then, how am I going to get this? Can you see it sparkle? Sparkle. So it's not glitter. So the stars don't detract from the picture, but they add to it. So let me get this one single card. It's so cool. So it's got this kind of really, oh gosh, it's gonna be so hard. Can you see it sparkling? Yay! And then you can see how they've got the snow and the ice, but the hint of Christmas is not too great. So it's a wintry one, so you can see the wintriness. So although I like the reds and stuff, I quite like the fact that it's not overemphasized. It has that hint, and it also is wintry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording at this moment in time, because my son will finish his lesson shortly, and then I'm going to do a top down, and we'll come back to this and give you a really good flip through of the cards later. Bye for now. Okay, so this is the second half of my video about the Winter Waite Redux. I filmed the first half in my car the other day. I have brought the 2 parts together. So having had a look at me opening it and getting confetti everywhere, I'm now back at home. To be honest with you, it's actually now a different day. Such is life. But here we are. I've got some decent light, so I thought I'd give this a go. So hopefully you can see the bag in slightly better detail and these gorgeous colours. This is a very pastel-y, wintry deck. So all the cards, I think hopefully you can just see that, have got this beautiful starry effect. For some reason I have 2 full cards. I'm not sure why. There's no difference between them. I think it's just an error. I thought I'd do was I thought I'd just I'll set a kind of a flick through perhaps of these cards, and then what I thought I'd do was do them side by side with a more traditional deck, so that we can see the variation. So I'm going to do a flick through and a talk through the deck. I can't do a silent one because I can't keep my trap shut. What I'm also going to do is I am going to bring in, so this is Radiant Wise Spirit. This is actually the one that's come with Total Tarot magazine, so I wanted to bring this to sort of show where it differs from the original. I thought that might be interesting while I flick through the cards. Now what's interesting straight away is you can see that these are a very slippery cardstock that are going everywhere. These are much stickier, but they're not sticking together. They've still got a nice slide to them. They are also, you can see straight away, if I just show you the comparative thickness. So obviously the Tarot Collectible style deck is thicker. At the moment it also has this slight separation. But in fact my Radiant Wise is similar. As I say, this is the one that came with the Total Tarot magazine. It is the original Radiant Wise Spirit. To be honest, I haven't used it yet at all, and it's in order, hence why I'm using this one. So yeah, so here we go. Let's have a look and see. So here we've got the full. Obviously it's a very traditional representation. All the cards have got this lovely little snowy edging to them that you can see. Let me just get something to point with. So you can see that all the snow and the reflection, there's this lovely swirl of kind of wintry weather here coming around the full. Obviously some of the effects of the kind of green and these different colours coming in. So you haven't got these traditional colours that you would have here, but you have got the traditional pose, you've still got a flower, you've still got the sun but behind the clouds, so it gives it that wintriness, but it's not overtly too wintry or too Christmassy. Let's see where we're at. Oh, so the Magician, very standard pose here, obviously bringing in these beautiful colours of the beautiful weather colours, and obviously the same imagery. I love this little touch here on the hem of the robe. There's a little bit of fur, which is really cool. All right, so the High Priestess, again, very similar but also very different. So you've got these similar hints and the moon here, but they've got this beautiful wintry coat. You've got a present here, and that kind of wintry effect and the pink in the sky. So you can see that the symbology and the imagery is there. The Empress, look at this Russian hat, this sort of, I don't know, this kind of wintry hat I should say here, with a little sprig of holly on it, this gorgeous wintriness to the robe. I love these little rabbits playing down here as well, and it's just these colours coming through, the touch of snow, so you kind of feel that sense of wintriness. I feel like, you know, it's going to be a really good Yule deck. Here's our Emperor, look, and he's got a rabbit again on his knee, this gorgeous little white rabbit here. And these kind of winter robes and the nod to the hat, but it's not overt. You know, it's a beautiful colour palette. I think the biggest thing would be that someone who wants something kind of wintry might find the colour palette a little bit pastel-y. We've got the Hierophant. This is a little bit different. I like this with the 2 children or young people here. And he's got, it's like St. Nick, isn't it, with his bag of presents in the original story, with his bishop's hat here. So here we've got the Lovers. So interestingly, actually, you know, I mean, in some respects, they're fairly neutral. My automatic assumption is that it's perhaps a man and a woman because she's got this longer cloak, and that's more like, you know, you could say that they're almost binary. The one thing I would say is this sticks very much to the original deck, and therefore it isn't particularly diverse to an extent because he's used the original imagery to form. And here we've got, this one's gorgeous. So you've got a representation here of Saint Nicholas, Father Christmas, whatever you want, Santa Claus, whatever you want to call him, with his reindeer and a sleigh. But it's not the overtly red and green of the usual. It's a bit more subtle. It almost takes it back to the original folk tales and the origins. Here in strength, I really quite like this representation. You've almost got Mother Christmas here. She's got the holly, and it's a slightly older lady looking by the colour grey in the hair. But you've still got this beautiful lion. So you can see the imagery is very, isn't this a beautiful hermit? I love this. So again, very similar imagery, using the snow to indicate the winter, the bag of toys. That's a beautiful hermit card in those colours. Apologies. This Wheel of Fortune is one of the ones that's very much takes it to this kind of whole Winter Waite Christmassy feel, Yule feel. So you've got these different elements on the wheel here rather than the traditional symbols. But I do like this because I can see this as like that choice, those decisions, the different elements to come, whereas here you kind of have to know that to a certain extent. Obviously it doesn't have all these extra symbols, but if you're not looking at symbolism and you're just kind of intuitively, you can see that as like a spinning choice disc. Maybe I'm waffling. So here we go again. We've got justice. So we've got this lady again, this character. And you've got the naughty and nice. So it's almost like it's sort of making that decision. I'm not 100% sure about that for myself, but you know, it is the traditional feel. Just looking at that now, I feel a little bit unnerved by this card. I'm not sure I'm happy with this one, because basically on the side of nice you've got sweets going in the stocking, but on naughty it's like, what are you planning on doing? So I'm not 100% happy with that card. I don't think it would stop me using the deck, but I'm not sure that I would have wanted that decision for that. Hanged Man, a very traditional picture, is a bauble on a tree. Using that element to create a similar. This is a much different. So here, instead of death, you've got Jack Frost. And this is a beautiful card. For its symbolism, you can see. Temperance, very similar to the original, but obviously in the new colour palettes. Not much different here. So here we have the Devil. So again, this sense of here's the coal. So these children are kind of making a decision, and are they making the right decision? Have they made the correct decision? Obviously the traditional thing is that people say if you've not been good at Christmas you'll get a bag of coal, and this sense of that. And I'm not, you know, sure I'm totally a fay, but actually in some ways, you know, it's the same sense of what's happening here, isn't it? That enslaved by your poor choices and stuff. I really love the writing as well, that the font's great. So the tower is very simple, but it has what you need. And takes the colours and this kind of snaking dragon-like flame coming up. The star apparently got ill because she's green. I'm not sure why. I love these purple colours. Obviously there's a bit of a whirlpool. I'm just not 100% sure why she's a different colour, but you know, there we go. Diversity and all that. Here's a beautiful moon card, so obviously very traditional with your mountains, the trees here instead of the stone, but the same. You actually can see the distinction between the two wolves or dogs here. And actually I like the fact that it's a full representation of the moon rather than this kind of what looks like the sun to me. And here is the sun. And here you've got the strange baby. This isn't one of my favourite cards in the original. In fact, I don't like it very much at all. But I quite like this representation. It feels slightly better to me. Here we have Judgment. Not much different there, obviously. You've got this hint here of the poinsettia. Got almost some ivy leaves here around the neck, and this trumpet with the vine coming down. And then in the world you have peace on earth, which I think is full circle to what the world is, and I think that's quite a lovely touch for making it Yule. Obviously that might be something that would mean it becomes much more fixed to that season. A bit of a different character here. She's got the wings. You've still got that green sense here, but I like that card. So then we're in the aces. My only problem is if they're not in the same order, because I didn't check. So this is a really cool Ace of Cups. They've had a bit of a mallow explosion, I think, here. These little cherubs, or whatever they're, little angels or cherubs. Here in your Two of Cups, it's very much the same portrayal, but taking the theme. So some of the cards are very, very similar to the original. You've got your mistletoe there. And then others, I like the celebration card, is very similar. You've got this lovely sense here, just this little squirrel appearing. The same characterization in the face. It's very much, it's nice, it's very much a clone in many cards. There's just these little touches, like here you've got like a little horse or donkey, and the woolen on the coat here, on the cape, and the different flowers that nod to Christmas as well. And again, like the Wheel of Fortune, your choices become relevant to the season. And here, interestingly, we've got the Father Christmas and his sleigh riding off into the distance. Interestingly, in this card, you've got a second character joining in that kind of celebration, the happiness as a family, which I think works really well for that time of year. And again, here, you've got the rainbow actually mirrored in the cups. Page. I think I prefer the little hearts to the fish. So very much you can see the characters. You've still got a knight, but this knight's in a wool edged cape, and again this sort of pink, as if it's the kind of the thoughts and things coming in, and the emotion, yeah, emotions coming in. Our Queen of Cups, the same cup here represented, so it's that consistency. And in fact, all of the court cards, they all have that same green robe. So it'd be interesting to see in the other suits if they're similar to keeping this colour coming through here. And the same cup. So then we're in Pentacles, so obviously a very traditional representation there. But I love this star effect. So they've just this beautiful star instead. Again, we've got this kind of jester character. Here it's perhaps more of a female character, maybe. Here is got the same. Your pentacles are actually the topping for your tree. Whoops! Oh heck! Just turn them around. So again, very similar, but with he sat on his presents. I've got all my presents. I've got all my wares. Go away! I don't want you to have them. Out in the cold. This almost feels harsher because of the snow and the winteriness. But those same colours coming through. Oh, I love this card. Robins are very special to me. They've appeared a lot when I've thought of my mum and missed her since I lost her a couple of years ago, and so they're very special. So it's interesting to start looking at your harvest and stuff, the hard work you're putting in. I love this fact. It's just really subtle nod to that time of year, but it, you know, it's beautiful kind of colours. It's a beautiful. That's a bit of a thicker card, interestingly. This one's a little bit, feels a bit busy, but I suppose the original is as well. you know, snowman appeared. So here's the page. So we're going to look out and see what colour that we come through. And obviously the pentacle we know is this kind of pink and blue effect. And yes, here we go. The same robe coming through here. Oh no, interestingly it isn't here. We've got the green. So that was a falsehood. Oh, and then he's got a green as well. And all the abundance of Christmas around him. It reminds me of the Ghost of Christmas Present in Christmas Carol. One of the versions I've got. So here we've got our sword. In fact, let me just switch these around because I've not got this deck in the right order. There we go. Naturally. So here we go. So our swords. So obviously this reflects the winteriness. Frozen heart. It's beautiful. This is a little bit Sleeping Beauty-esque. Look, she's got, I don't know if you can see, she's got like, let me just lift it up closer. She's got sort of almost a bubble. And this picture of her here, it's like, so you can see lots of similarities, lots of nods just towards the time of year. Beautiful colours. I really like the colours. I think what's interesting is that the stars don't detract from the picture. I've seen some of the glitter ones and been a bit concerned that it's so harsh that you can't focus on the picture. These little nods of little squirrels appearing again. He stuck very much to the meaning and the sense of the original. I think I'm going to have fun. I want to do some more deep diving. Now here we've got this little mouse. I thought this was a really sweet touch. So you've got this little mouse here. It's creating this massive shadow, and it's kind of like, this is really scary, but it's just this tiny little mouse. I thought that was a really cool touch. I really like that. And I love this one actually as well. You know, okay, it detracts from, this is quite a harsh image always seen, but this one, look, you know, poor snowman's melted, but you've got your robins. If you deal with those things, then you know, things can be better, things can improve. Oh, now here is a true knight. You can see him speeding off. It's gorgeous colours coming through here again. Your King of Swords, very steadfast. Just remove that extra annoying card, and then we're into the wands. So again, just nods to the original, but also like a dog appearing here, a present here. Here we've got Father Christmas with his sack, getting ready to go out, take action. It's lovely, the celebration, so the Christmas celebration instead. And then here, interestingly, it's a snowball fight. Isn't that cool? I hope you can see they've ditched their sticks and we're having a snowball fight. That's really fun. So some of them you can't change very much. Some of them are what they are. And just adding these subtle nods, you know, you still get, that's the same basic concept, but you get these little nods to the time of year. So in some ways, you know that you're going to mainly use this in winter probably. Well, I would, but it doesn't stop it from being used at other times of year as well, because it's very much now this one, it's like a shepherd who's lost his sheep. Look, his sheep are there and he's a bit run down. He's not quite as injured as the original guy. And here we go, working hard, getting these back to create the fire before the end of the day. I just love these, like the nods, the purple and green that come through here that match the original Fool card. The same sense of dramatic movement in the horse. The cat's here, tabby cat. And our King of Wands. And actually, I've just discovered that there is an alternative world card here. So let's have a look. This is a gorgeous world card. I really love that. Let's have a look and go back if I can find it, which I can't. So here's the card I had first. Oh, I do like this one. I really do like that one. That's really pretty. That's very traditional, but this is beautiful. So there we go. So that is the Winter Waite Redux by Tarot Collectibles alongside the Radiant Wise Spirit, just so you can see where it does and doesn't match. It's a beautiful deck. I think I'm going to have fun. I'm already drawn to it a lot more than I am the Radiant Wise. I think it's going to be a lovely deck to have a play with and to work with. I hope that other people have got it and like it too. You know, it's one of those. It was a little bit of a treat to myself because I wanted a winter deck. I really, you know, and I think it's one that I'm going to work with. If you want me to show any other cards again in more detail, you want to have a conversation about it, then do let me know. Let me just show you again the stars. I say it came in a plain version or a star version, and I opted for the stars, so you can just see them twinkling there. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm certainly going to enjoy working with it. Yeah, and thank you to the guys at Tarot Collectibles for another funky deck. And I shall leave it there.